Sup guys, it's Kendra and Dustin and we are back with another episode of Stillwater. I feel like I should be more serious when I'm talking about this game. It just fits the vibe. But yet it doesn't because it's actually kind of silly. But anyway, previously on Stillwater, we have a mysterious family with a mysterious history. Seems like something is definitely afoot, but is it supernatural or is it perhaps someone just messing with the family?
Sort of a Hound of the Baskervilles type thing.
I don't know what that is, but
Sherlock
probably.
Holmes.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Is there, in Sherlock Holmes, is there like spooky stuff?
Well, I said there's the Hound of the Baskervilles, where the Baskervilles are cursed with this, like, ghost dog.
Ooh.
Like, hellhound thing.
Ooh.
And
It turns out to be someone just messing with them?
someone, is trying to get rid of the Baskervilles.
Yes. Then yes.
The Baskervilles, the hound is a dog that they paint with phosphorus, so it glows in the dark.
That's kind of fun.
So,
is that dangerous for the dog, though?
Yes.
Never mind, it's not fun. I don't like them. But anyway, yes. That is kind of where we are. And
It's
our
an
main
interesting
characters.
story, considering the fact that Conan Doyle, the writer of Sherlock Holmes, he was a spiritualist.
Oh,
so
is he?
Believed
I didn't
in ghosts
know that.
and stuff.
I didn't know that.
But he writes this whole entire story where it's people pretending
Well, I
to
feel
be
like
ghosts.
anyone who's in the paranormal community is well aware that there are people who, like, fake stuff.
No, but the point is that Sherlock also intentionally makes Watson believe that it's ghosts.
Oh.
And that Watson then believes that Sherlock believes that it's ghosts.
Oh.
So then Sherlock can trap the bad guys because
They think
that he thinks that it's actually ghosts.
Okay. He's like reverse psychologying them. Okay. Anyway, back to the Yes, Dustin, you are correct. It is kind of like that. Though we don't know. And that is where our main characters come in. Detective Hugo and the assistant?
Private Eye.
Private Eye. I guess detective? Wasn't he called detective?
He called him Private Investigator.
The private investigator, Hugo. And his assistant, what was my name?
Noah.
The hot guy. Yeah. Noah. And his trusty sidekick, Colby. It's been a minute.
Like the cheese.
The dog. Yes, like the cheese. Colby, like the cheese. And yeah, that's kind of where we left off is our main characters are getting the creepy background from the granddaughter of the supposedly cursed family.
Said something about Lewis, which then also struck a thing with Hugo.
Yeah, someone named Lewis, the caregiver, ran away from Nina, the granddaughter's grandfather, because she's so terrified of the curse. So, yeah, stuff is afoot, and we are here to solve it. So, let's get back into it. Why did Lewis come up?
I mean, we could open the history.
Okay, where's the history? Menu?
Yeah.
History.
I
Can't wait. Oh, Lewis. That's right. Because I think Nina had implied that they had been getting threatening letters. Yes. That's
She
right.
said she took the letters to the police.
Right.
The police were like, we can't do anything.
Right.
About it.
And that's what also makes me wonder, is it supernatural or is it someone messing with them? Or is it going to be a little bit of both? Because Nina's parents are also dead, which is kind of weird.
Well, also, there was that strange shadow
Hovering over our grandfather.
Over the grandfather.
Yeah. So I don't know. But that was while the caretaker was narrating, so it could just be an unreliable narrator. She lets out a gasp. Her hand shot out to cover her mouth, realizing she had said too much so carelessly. She tried to avert their gaze, but Hugo stares persistently at her. Oh, no, it's me. I forget my voice. Miss Nina? Who is Louis? Are they the ones causing all this? Once more, she contemplates. Her brows knit closely together as she bites her lips nervously. It's as if the words she wanted to say have suddenly died out, too heavy to even utter. I wanted to say mutter, but it's utter. Just saying. A mistake she can't take back. Before the silence stretches further, Noah speaks to Nina with a gentle and reassuring tone. What? Miss Nina, I don't know. Oh, wait, I know it's scary, all the things that you mentioned to us so far. No one should ever have to experience, especially by themselves. And I assure you, we'll listen to all of it. I promise. Well, I don't know if Nina has seen the spooky stuff. Wild and manic eyes search deeply at them, trying desperately to discern any doubt or mistrust on their faces. However, all she sees are people who are willing to give their time simply listen to her, to actually help her. From this alone, Nina looks to the side where her purse is and opens it. Tucked inside of the pockets, she takes out a single, slightly crumpled envelope with pigmented red wax seal pressed in the middle. At a glance, Hugo can tell right away that this letter appears to be a bit more worn out and antique. And yet, despite its delicate form, it remains well preserved, well kept. It's as if the letter itself was untouched by time forever, waiting to be opened. Okay, this is very artsy. Grandfather has been receiving cryptid letters for the past month now. The letters didn't come with an address or name of the sender, but this one is different from the rest. This had the name Louis on it. As she hands over the letter, Hugo notices her hands slightly shaking as Nina is still avoiding his gaze, but he knows she is trying in earnest. But before he could reach out his hand, he senses it. A faint shift in the room, unnoticeable to others, but all too glaringly clear to him. There's something wrong. There's something very wrong with this letter. Is our boy Hugo, like, psychic? What a twist. Suddenly, Hugo recoils his hand away in pain, like being struck with something sharp, so spontaneously, so memorable that even if the pain disappears within seconds, a hint of it remains. Something so small, akin to a prick from a rose's thorn. Or more like
a paper cut.
Wait, what? Are you all right? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you.
No, I'm fine, Miss Mortimer. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Did he get a paper cut? Okay. Hugo stares squarely at the cut. A thin red line starts to form slowly by the top of his index finger, trailing down and stopping just above the first crease. A red so clearly visible it's taunting. That doesn't look like a normal paper cut to me. Let me get you a Band-Aid.
That's fine, Noah. I don't need one.
I feel like my Noah voice doesn't do Noah justice. But
really, it's fine. It doesn't even hurt that much.
Noah takes one good look at him before sighing exasperatedly? Yeah, sure. And sitting back down in his chair.
You got it.
I know, it just felt wrong. Like it didn't sound like a real word. Still eyeing Hugo's hand. Hugo shrugs and returns his attention back to the letter, but this time, luckily, nothing happens.
For it to reach all the way out here with just the letter alone is truly terrifying.
So wait, is he trying to imply that the letter is cursed or something and it literally cut him? Like the malice energy. Carefully, he removes the contents of the envelope and unfolds it. At first, it looks like any other normal written message. A person named Lewis is asking the other, Henry, to come meet him by the lake at midnight. Is our grandfather's name Henry? Because that guy, the ghost is wet, right? Needing to share something important with him. However, what's eerily striking about this is not the letter itself. Appearing at the bottom of the page, a passage scrawled, unlike the rest, stands visibly out to Hugo. A message that shouldn't be there. Remember our promise, Henry. But it's like scarier, so it's probably like, I don't know. How does that say? Remember our promise, Henry.
Remember our promise, Henry.
I like that one better. Yeah, that's a good one.
When did you receive this letter?
Yesterday.
And your grandfather, where is he now?
He's currently back at the house with a caretaker. Probably not the same one. I think she dipped. I promised them that I wouldn't be out for too long. I made an agreement with them, you see.
Oh, what sort of agreement?
The caretaker we have now agreed to watch over my grandfather, but only during the day. Before nightfall, they would leave exactly at the same time. Oh, nobody wants to be there at night. Midnight, perhaps, specifically?
Before nightfall.
I wanted to believe that this whole thing was an elaborate scheme to scare my family away. I know this sounds crazy, but at one point, I thought everyone was in on it. The mail carriers, the officers, the caretakers, everyone had a hand in making our family suffer, but this one is different. Up until now, I've never heard of anyone by that name. Not a relative or a family friend, but they clearly know who grandfather is. If I don't do something about this, I'll lose him too. So I'm guessing then grandfather must be Henry. Just by uttering the words alone, Nina begins to break down. The stress, the anxiety, the fatigue, all of it was finally catching up to her. Her body hunches forward, her hands pressed close to her eyes as she tries to cover the stream of tears running down her face. Aww, Colby's such a good boy. As an act of comfort, Colby sits closer to Nina while Noah fetches tissues for her. Hugo, on the other hand, is puzzled.
She said this whole thing has been going on for the past month, but something doesn't add up. And before nightfall, I think there's more to this she's not admitting.
Do you think he's saying all this out loud? Because that would be awkward.
No, this is like internal
monologue.
This is dramatic internal monologue.
Yeah, but like in the movies, they say it out loud.
In the movies, everything goes grayscale.
Yeah. And there's like, or some kind of like very like one note music in the background. Yeah.
He walks around while everyone's like frozen in grayscale.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with the letter, I'm more than certain. Certain that whoever or whatever Lewis is, they're coming for blood.
We could take the case or reject the case. Okay, I kind of want to save and reject it because I want to know, is that just going to end the story?
Just do a quick save because I don't imagine.
Quick save complete. Reject it.
Yeah.
Hugo casts his face downward to stare directly at the ground in front of him, unable to look at Nina. The burden, the solitude, the madness. Hugo knows all of it too intimately. He suffers the same conflicts that weigh heavily on her mind. And yet, in spite of this, it is too much for him. Like walking along a tightrope with the ground void and unclear, vast and empty and dark. So very, very dark.
No, I can still do it. We can still do this.
Before he could respond, a distant voice so charming, so terribly commanding, binds him at the spot. Who is it? Are we haunted? Is Hugo haunted?
Oh.
Okay, what should I do this one? Should I whisper it maybe?
Well,
it's already too late for them, you know. Like that?
Yeah, sure.
You didn't like it. What can I do to improve?
Well, I don't just, it's one of those things. We have an amorphous voice at the moment. We don't know.
For them, you know. Let me know which one, A or B. I guess. Ah!
No, not here.
Ooh, but a dull but yet distant pulsating sound.
Distinct.
What? Distinct pulsating sound, so rhythmic in its tune, starts its maddening melody. From the top of his crown down to the base of his skull, he feels it, all present and daunting. Just let go. Let me help you.
No, I can do it. If you would just let me.
What? Snake-like hands wrap around his head so closely, squeezing ever so tightly, that he can't help but try to shut his eyes from the pain. Such a kind person you are, Hugo. Hugo tries to ground himself. He tries to remind himself to breathe. A sweet and beloved friend. To remember that there are other people that care for him. The joy and the warmth of their company. I wish you could have done the same for me. To remember that he is here and is present and that he is useless. What is up with everybody? Is everybody okay? I'm a little worried about everyone. Hugo? Hey, what's wrong? Tugging at Hugo's coat, Noah tries to catch his attention, but fails as he notices something amiss. Hugo? There is a despondent look on Hugo's face, his eyes distinctly shrouded by a deep haze, as if lost in them. He won't budge. No matter how many times Noah tries to tug or shake him, he will not respond. But for Hugo, he can hear everything. Like a paralysis he can't wake up from, his body sits there, motionless and detached from everything. Desperate and concerned, Noah turns to Nina and ushers her in a sincere apology. I'm sorry, Miss Nina, but I don't think that we can help you at the moment. If you could just come back a little later, then we can... No, it's fine. There won't be a next time. Hugo winces at her cold and blunt remark.
No, wait, Miss Mortimer, please.
Nina stands up abruptly from her seat. She wipes away the tears quickly from her reddened face with the sleeves of her coat and looks down. Once more, her tense and cold front-like demeanor returns to the forefront, already trying to forget and move on. Without so much as a word, she slightly bows her head towards them and walks out of the office, not once looking back. Bad end! Pulling strings.
Oh, that was just longer than we thought it was going to be.
But anyway...
Let's go look at the achievement.
Okay. Breaker?
Yeah.
This one? No. Yeah. Where it all begins. Played Stillwater for the first time. Pulling the strings. Turned down the case. Should I continue now?
Yeah. They were question marked out before.
Yeah.
Can we click on the?
On these ones?
Yeah. Anything go on?
No. What about jukebox? Isolation ward. Is that new?
Well, all the ones that aren't Joshua are new.
Doesn't sound like anything. Oh, there it is. Boss Cat?
3rd Avenue Boss Cat.
Silence. Ooh. The call. This must have been from with the caretaker? Cool.
Alright.
Well, that is the end for today's episode of Stillwater. Well, I kind of figured we weren't going to get, like, too much into the case once it was, like, rejected. I figured that would be, like, a quick end. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. However, we did gain insight into Hugo, which I don't know how to feel about that. Because now I'm like, okay, so is Hugo, like, haunted?
Well, he's
or,
haunted,
like,
but is he haunted by a ghost?
Right. Okay, fair. Is he haunted by a ghost, or is he haunted by his own mind and insecurities?
In some sort of...
Mistake?
Either mistake or...
Guilt?
Like, an abusive relationship.
I don't know. Something's up with Hugo. But he also seemed weird about the letter. Like, he got vibes from the letter. And then the paper cut, I wasn't quite sure about the paper cut either. Was that supposed to be the like, did he actually get a paper cut from touching the letter? Or did the letter, like, physically harm him on purpose? Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. These are all the questions. But I'm excited to see where this goes. I love the vibe. But yeah, I like it. I'm very interested to see. I'm a big fan of the vibes. I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm leaning towards one or the other, like somebody messing with the family or supernatural, or if it's a little bit of both. I don't know. I need more clues before I can make a decision. Mm-hmm. But Nina definitely is freaked out. But she definitely seems like she doesn't believe that it's actually supernatural. Or that she didn't. This letter's a little weird. But, who knows? Could be this Lewis person. Or a related to Lewis person. But yeah. So anyway, hopefully you guys are enjoying Stillwater. If you are and you want to try checking out the game for yourselves, which I do highly recommend, there is a link in the description below. Check it out. It's a great game. So far, I like it a lot. We've played a game by this creator before. That was a lot of fun. So I'm sure it's good. But yeah. Feel free to also drop below, what do you think? Are you leaning towards supernatural? Are you leaning towards blackmail, maybe? Or revenge? Or a little bit of both? I'd be interested to see what everyone's thinking so far. But if you are interested in discussing the game, we do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Not this specific game. We're streaming other stuff. But we'd be totally down to obviously sit and chat about whichever games you want to talk about. Don't worry, though. If live streaming's not your thing, you can just comment, down below. All we ask is if you do check out the game, no spoilers. Please. And thank you. If you do want to come, but you're curious to see what we're working on, we upload all of our VODs over to our YouTube channel, so you can always check that out before coming. Otherwise, like I said, just stay where you are. We have a plethora of games over here for you to check out. What's the one that's by this game creator?
Someone Stole My Lunch.
There you go. So, not this. It is technically a mystery. It's a lot more lighthearted than this one so far. I mean, who knows? Maybe this is going to take a fun little twist. A little surprise! It's
Twist
Colby the whole time. Yeah. But check that out. It's a good game. But honestly, check out any of the games. We have plenty that are kind of, I guess, more thriller / mystery. So if this is your thing, we got you. If you want a sneak peek of the various games that we have available, you can always go to our TikTok, our YouTube Shorts, or our Instagram Reels. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you feel like doing. We will appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!